Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my Southern kitchen. My name is Ellen. Today, I am taking y'all back to my grandmother's kitchen. She used to make these every weekend on Saturday morning. We're going to make buttermilk biscuits from scratch. Also, it is National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. And my friends, it is so simple and easy to make. The bomb.com delicious. Everybody's going to love and enjoy this and full of down home flavor. And I'll post a complete recipe along with the instructions down in the description box below. And for more biscuit recipes, check out my biscuits recipes playlist and my previous video, strawberries and cream oatmeal. I'll post the link to both of those down in the description box below. So put on your apron, grab your biscuit cutter, and grate up your butter sugar because we're about to bake some buttermilk biscuits magic in my Southern kitchen. Here we go! Alright, my friends, the first step we're going to do is prep up our dry ingredients. We need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to start with the 1 cup measurement and we're going to fluff it up. Using my butter knife, we're going to level it off. And voila, perfect cup. We're going to pour it into my large bowl. Now we need 1 more cup. Again, fluff it up. And level it off. And another perfect cup. So that's 2 cups. Now we need a half. Just repeat the process. And the perfect half a cup. So that's our 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And into our flour, we're going to add in our leavenings, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon each of table salt and white sugar to give our biscuits a little sweetness. Give it a whisk until it's well incorporated. Now we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cold lard. Now we're going to take our pastry cutter, or you can use a fork. We're just going to cut the lard in until it resembles coarse crumbs. Alright, as soon as I get through cutting my lard in, I'll bring you back. Alright, my friends, I am through cutting my lard in. And this is what we want. Beautiful coarse crumbs. That looks great. Now it's time to add in a half a cup, which is 1 stick, or 8 tablespoons of frozen unsalted butter. And we're just going to grate it in using the large grated texture. Stir the frozen butter in until it's well coated. And last but not least, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of cold buttermilk. And this is my homemade buttermilk. I'll put the recipe to that down in the description box below, or you can use store-bought buttermilk. Stir until it's well incorporated. The dough will be sticky. My grandmother always tell me, Brittany Ellen, the secret to great fluffy biscuits is all your fats and buttermilk are nice and cold. I miss her every day, but I know she's proud of me. Alright, as soon as I get through stirring my dough, I'll bring you back. Alright, my friends, I am through stirring my dough. Now we are going to pour it onto my floured work surface. Next, I'm going to add some flour to my dough and knead it a few times. And you can always add more flour if needed, but be careful not to add a lot. Alright, as soon as I get through kneading up my dough, I'll bring you back. Alright, my friends, I am through kneading up my dough. Now we're going to flatten it to a 1/2-inch rectangle, like so. Oh, this dough is soft and squishy like a pillow. You can tell they're going to be fluffy. Now we're going to fold it into thirds and sprinkle on some flour. And flatten it. We're going to make layers. Alrighty, now we're going to take our biscuit cutter, or you can use a glass. Place it in the flour so our biscuits won't stick. And I forgot to mention, the dough is 3/4 of an inch thick. and we're going to cut them and press it down gently, but don't twist. And voila, perfect biscuit. All right, as soon as I get through cutting the rest of my biscuits, I'll bring you back. All right, my friends, I'm through cutting my biscuits, and off camera, I place them onto my 9 by 13 inch baking pan that I lined with parchment paper. I have 13 in total. So now we're going to let them chill in the refrigerator for 15 minutes. All right, my friends, it's been 15 minutes. So now I took them out of the refrigerator. And right here in my bowl, I have some half and half, which is half milk, half heavy cream. We're going to brush the tops so it'll give them a golden brown color when they come out of the oven. Okie dokie, now we are ready to put our biscuits in the oven. Oven's preheated to 450 degrees, going to let them bake for 16 minutes. And I'll bring you back. My friends, I smell biscuits. Smells like my grandmother's kitchen. I just taken them out of the oven. Come stick your head and look how nice and golden brown they are. Oh, it smells incredible. Let's butter them, shall we? I have some unsalted butter that I melted and brushed the tops and sides. Always brush them with butter when they come straight out of the oven. And I forgot to mention, my grandmother always used 2 types of fat, butter and lard. The lard will make the biscuits flaky and the butter will give them flavor. All right, as soon as I get through buttering my biscuits, I'll bring you back. All right, my friends, there you have it. Homemade buttermilk biscuits. Doesn't that look good? And they're nice and buttered. So now I'm about to fix me up a plate and then we'll give it a taste. All right, my friends, I got my plate right here. I have 2 biscuits. And before we dig in, I want to show y'all how nice and fluffy this biscuit is. Fantastic. And look at the flaky layers. Excellent. Gorgeous. And it's nice and golden brown on the bottom. Now I'm about to brush them with some more melted butter. I love lots of butter on my biscuit. Also some grape jelly. You can also put honey or syrup, gravy. How do you like your biscuits? Let me know down below in the comment section. Close it up. All right, my friends, now it's time for the best part, the tasting. Here we go. Look at that. Please have a bite. Perfect texture. Buttery, flaky, tender. Oh, there's nothing like grandmother's recipe. Makes me want to cry. These biscuits are phenomenal, my friends. Please give this recipe a try. This deserves another bite. Yum-o. Buttermilk biscuits, licious. My friends, many thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video recipe, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And for more Southern magic in my kitchen, hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so that way you'll be notified when my new videos come out. Also, follow me on social media, Facebook, Ellen's Homemade Delights, and Instagram at Ellen Delights. And please send me an email, ellenshomemade@gmail.com. I would love to see your beautiful creations with my recipes. And I'll see you next time. Let's eat and much love.